no live in a tenement yard. No. Rude boy no live in a tenement yard. Too much watch it, too much so. Them chatty.
What's up, family? It's your boy, Urban Sports Guru. I'm in the building. As you see, I'm Yankee Dub, repping my Yankees. Giancarlo, that's what we do. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, I'm hyped. I'm ready. Giancarlo coming here putting foot to ass early. I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? But right now, we're going to get into the NBA because the season is coming to an end. You know, playoffs is right around the corner. And right now, we're going to touch to what are going to be for me, Urban Sports Guru, what are going to be my season awards. My season awards, first and foremost, MVP. MVP for me is nothing to talk about. It's James Harden. It is James Harden all the way this year. I don't want to hear this bullshit about LeBron James. I don't want to hear this shit. LeBron, if it was up to me, I'd vote for me. I don't care who you want to vote for. I don't care if you want to vote for. Any motherfucker with balls will vote for themselves. Like, of course. Any superstar is going to vote for himself. Giannis is still saying it's him. And it's not. But God bless him. But shit. Who cares if you want to vote for yourself? Who fucking cares? It is James Harden this year. He has had the best season of all the superstars this year. There's some superstars in this league that have had great seasons. LeBron still statistically has had a great season. Giannis has had a great season. Chris Paul has had a great season. Russ is still putting up great numbers. But Anthony Davis. Whoo! Anthony Davis. He's doing his numbers. And Karl Anthony Towns is coming on of late. People, I told y'all, Minnesota is Karl Anthony Towns' ascension away from becoming a super team. Do not sleep on Karl Anthony Towns. I'm telling all of y'all right now, do not sleep on him and the Minnesota Timberwolves come playoff time. But that's another subject. My MVP is James Harden. You know, just under 31 points, 5 rebounds, 8.5 assists. They have the number 1 seed in the Western Conference, which says something. That says something. Right now, the Houston Rockets, I just got to call spade a spade. They look like a special team. Now, if you want to talk championship, I got to see it come playoff time. Because him and CP3, they've taken some L's come playoff time. They've taken them. So, excuse me. But MVP this year, it belongs to James Harden. It belongs all to James Harden. It's his award this year. There's nothing to talk about. I don't want to hear this LeBron James bullshit. I don't want to hear that. Rookie of the Year. Rookie of the Year is more of a debate. Because the most talented rookie, even though he had to sit out for a year, the most talented rookie to me is Ben Simmons. You know, he's a 6'10" point guard. The rookie who's having the best season this year, who deserves the award, is clearly Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell was a second-round pick. And look at what he's doing in Utah. 20 points a game, 3.5 assists, 1.5 steals a game. Like, he's giving Utah a bounce and a hope that they did not have when losing Gordon Hayward. They lost Gordon Hayward. They were a team on the upswing, a team that they saw themselves on a rise in the Western Conference, but then they lose Gordon Hayward to go to Boston. And it looked like, well, what the fuck we gonna do now? What the fuck we gonna do? I just finished talking with my brethren about it because they made a mistake by shipping out Kanter a few years ago and keeping Greg Favors. You can clearly see who's better of the two now. Rudy Gobert is a problem. I love him. He's probably the best defensive center in the league between him and Whiteside. But then they was so like a team with no hope, and Donovan Mitchell gives them hope, not just for this year, but for the future. Donovan Mitchell, all due respect to Ben Simmons, because I think going forward, Ben Simmons will be a better player, especially once he develops a jump shot and learns how to make free throws, which is terrible. Perimeter players who can't make free throws, but Donovan Mitchell is this year's Rookie of the Year to me. He is this year's Rookie of the Year. Now, Defensive Player of the Year, for me, Urban Sports Guru, for me, the Defensive Player of the Year is between Rudy Gobert, who definitely deserved it. This guy changes the game defensively. You know, 7'1", 7'2", long. It's not just so much about blocking shots, but how often you change shots. That's what people don't understand. The changing of shots and still gathering the defensive rebound is huge. Being able to step out and defend pick and rolls as a big, that's huge. When I look at that, the guy who does that, who does the most defensively for me, and the fact that he's been healthy majority of this season, health has always been an issue, I have to give the award this year to Anthony Davis. I don't think anyone, when I think of defending in all assets of the game, he's right there for me with Kawhi Leonard. Like, he's right there. You talking about a guy who shuts a motherfucker down. When I watch him play against other good bigs, and I see how they just want to take jump shots because they don't want to fuck with this dude, because he has an amazing ability of going after everything and piecing everything. Even if he's not disrespecting you, palming your shit, he is piecing everything. His wingspan is ridiculous. Couple that with his athletic ability. Couple that with... This is how he's able to defend the pick and roll. He could defend literally anybody on the court at any given time. We're not even going to go to how great he is offensively. Just defensively. We talking Tim Duncan 2.0. Tim Duncan for years was the gold standard in the Western Conference as far as power forwards and bigs, where power forwards be able to do whatever they want against all these other guys. When it came against Tim Duncan, it was a whole different ballgame. A whole different ballgame. And that's what Anthony Davis is. Anthony Davis is just, that's a bad motherfucker, babe. That's a bad motherfucker. Nobody is fucking with this dude. Anthony Davis is the best big in the league today. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. And he, for me, deserves Defensive Player of the Year. Coach of the Year. This one is a little interesting because you can go with the traditional favorites, Greg Popovich, who deserves it. I mean, the fact that San Antonio team, excuse me, forgive me, that San Antonio team, I think, has 50 wins. Correct me if I'm wrong. San Antonio has 50 wins. I think they won their 50th game last night or the night before.
Got you right now.
But I know they're smack dab in the playoff hunt. I look at that San Antonio team. You have LaMarcus Aldridge, who's an all-star, and old Paul Gasol, and what the fuck else? You have a bunch of other players who are learning. They are learning on the job. A bunch of young kids who are learning on the job. Talk to me.
Fourth in the West, 44 and 32.
Yeah, fourth in the West. Fourth in the West. So they don't have 50 wins yet, but they're fourth in the West. As of right now, they're still fourth in the West. What the fuck? This guy has LaMarcus Aldridge, a guy they wanted to trade last offseason. That's all he has. And they're fourth in the West.
Yep.
This, to me, this right here, the coaching job he's done this year is, for me, the football equivalent of Bill Belichick going 11-5 with Matt Castle.
Yep.
That's what it is.
Yep.
It's the football equivalent of Bill Belichick going 11-5 with Matt Castle. And this is why I say this. When they lost Tom Brady, they didn't lose Tom Brady in minicamp. They didn't lose Tom Brady in the preseason. They didn't lose him in training camp. They lost him week 1. In the first half of week 1. And they still go 11-5. With Matt Castle, their quarterback.
And what was he doing after that?
Now, when I look at the San Antonio Spurs, when did they lose Kawhi Leonard? Did they lose him in minicamp? Did they lose him in training camp? They lost him early in this season. And they're still fourth in the Western Conference. They're still fourth in the Western Conference. Yeah, I think I've talked myself into fucking Greg Popovich. Because my choice for Coach of the Year, and I gotta keep it 100 with you, my choice is Nate McMillan. Who the fuck is over there in Indiana? Now understand, this is not a debate. The Eastern Conference is junior varsity to the Western Conference. Not up for debate. But who the fuck does he have over there? I'm gonna say this again for effect, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna say this real slowly for effect. Let me make sure I preface my comments correctly. The best player on the Indiana Pacers is Victor Oladipo. I'm gonna let that swim around. Let me say it again. The best player on the Indiana Pacers is Victor Oladipo. The same Victor Oladipo, who I do think is talented. Don't get me wrong. This is the same Victor Oladipo who was in OKC last year when y'all said Russell had absolutely no help. Am I going crazy? Am I bugging? Was he not there in OKC just last year?
Yep.
When they said Russell is putting up all these numbers because he has no fucking help. Was he not playing next to Russell?
Yeah.
Was he not? Maybe, I know I'm not fucking bugging. He was right there.
Yep.
Now he's Nate McMillan's number one option. What the 45 and 31.
Wow.
Are you fucking serious? Yes, I get it. They're in the Eastern Conference. But what, are you fucking serious? Okay, you got the big man Miles Turner, who's been serving up facials this year. Yeah, Tristan Thompson. I saw that. I should have put you on Shit Can't Happen, but you know, I don't want to add to the Kardashian curse that everyone says you deal with. Yeah, my editor agrees you're a curse right now. But what does Nate McMillan has? What does he have?
Bag of Skittles.
What does he have? A bag. Say it. A bag of Skittles.
Bag of Skittles.
A bag of fucking Skittles. You have a guy who's a borderline all-star in Victor Oladipo. All due respect to him, he's a borderline all-star. He's not a franchise player. He's not a superstar. He's a borderline all-star. I'm happy for him. You have him and not much else. So as great as Greg Popovich is, and the greatest job he's done, I have to give it to Nate McMillan. I have to. I mean, because you still have a veteran over there in Paul Gasol, who's capable, not every single night, but is capable of giving you something real. And LaMarcus Aldridge is a star who's still in his prime. Victor Oladipo is not LaMarcus Aldridge. He's not. LaMarcus Aldridge is someone who has at least performed in the playoffs. Yeah, ask Houston about that shit and Dwight Howard. Back-to-back 40s. Take that. Fuck that. But Coach of the Year, I have to go Nate McMillan. I have to. I know people are going to want to go with Mike D'Antoni, and I get that. But the two, for me, just for me, keeping it on the eye, is between Greg Popovich and Nate McMillan. And because it's just a severe lack of talent, lack of NBA quality talent, I have to go with Nate McMillan. The fact that this brother has turned water into wine. He has turned water into wine and given the city of Indianapolis a winning basketball team with this 45-31, with this. Whew. Nate McMillan's my Coach of the Year. As the playoffs start, the first round matchup that I personally am looking forward to is, of course, in the Western Conference, because I was just talking about it. The only team in the Eastern Conference come playoff time that I'm interested in watching is Philadelphia, because of the young kids, the young studs that they have with Embiid, who's hurt, but hopefully he'll come back fine in the second round. And, of course, Ben Simmons, and now they got this new kid who just came back, Markelle Fultz. Because of their potential, not this year, but moving forward, they're the only team in the Eastern Conference I'm interested in watching. Maybe Milwaukee. I like the Greek Freak. I want to see them once Jabari is 100% healthy. He's looked good in some stretches since he's been back. But They're not ready yet. He's not physically all there yet. Cleveland. I'm not buying. I'm not drinking the Toronto Kool-Aid. I'm not drinking that shit. No, I drink water. I'm not drinking that Kool-Aid. No. I'm not drinking that Kool-Aid. I'm not eating that cake anime. It's not happening. No, I'm not. No, they're not. No, I can't do it. I'm not drinking that Kool-Aid. However, I mean, Cleveland's gonna make it out of the Eastern Conference. I don't want to hear all that bullshit. Cleveland's gonna make it out of the Eastern Conference. The first round series that I'm interested in seeing, really, is the Pelicans versus Portland. It look like those two are gonna match up with each other at the 3 and 6, with the run that Damian Lillard, baby Dame, has had in the second half of this year, and with the run that Anthony Davis has gone on in the absence of Boogie Cousins. I would love to see that in a 7-game series. I think that is a 7-game series. Baby Dame has more help with McCallum and Jerkic, I said his name correctly, but Anthony Davis is a special talent. He's a special basketball player, and I think there's going to be a very, very exciting series to watch. Very, very exciting series. Before I go any further, we have to get into this segment of Shit Can't Happen. Shit can't happen. Shit can't happen. Shit can't happen. Shit can't happen.
Now this ain't funny, so don't you dare laugh. Shit can't happen to him and your ass. You can't be touched, don't think you can't. Cause niggas ain't fucking around no more, man. This ain't funny, so don't you dare laugh. Shit can't happen to him and your ass. You can't be touched, don't think you can't. Cause niggas ain't fucking around no more, man.
Now, in this edition of Shit Can't Happen, we're going to talk about Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray for the Denver Nuggets, who against Philly tried to make that city his own, who comes down the lane and just flushes it as if the motherfucker's not even standing there. All in his mouth. I guess he's standing there because he thought Murray was probably going to pass it or lay it up. He thought shit couldn't happen. But shit like this is why I love Joel Embiid. I love Joel Embiid. I'm going to call Joel Embiid the 50 Cent of basketball right now. Want to know why I say this? Because he's petty. He's petty. You dunk on a motherfucker on my court, I'm going to return the favor. Some people call that petty. Some people just call it competitiveness. In this instance, I call it competitiveness. As we go to Joel Embiid, go to Joel Embiid right here, backing the guy down. Turn. You thought you could come to my city and do that? I guess you thought shit couldn't happen. Moving forward, I would be remiss if I did not take this time to recognize the unfortunate death, untimely death, murder of a young brother by the name of Stephen Clark by the hands of the police over in Sacramento, California. This shit disgusts me. It disgusts me to my core. It fucks with me every time I see it as a young black man, knowing that this can happen. It can happen to me every single time I step out. I'm outside. You know, as being a black man and a convicted felon, I know what police brutality looks like. I know what police brutality looks like out here in the streets. I know what police brutality looks like upstate prison. I've seen this. I know this. And every time I see something like this, it hits me in my soul. And with the pathology reports that came out said he was shot. We know he was shot at over 20 times. Said that he was shot 8 times. 6 of the 8 were in the back. 6 out of the 8 shots hit him in the back. Now, but not to get off subject, as we've seen in Minnesota, beautiful white lady, I'm forgetting her name at the moment. Can you look that up right now? The Minnesota, the beautiful white lady who was killed by the black cop. And it looks like the cop is going to be charged. Now, most of the time when these unfortunate shootings happen...
Justine Damon?
Justine Damon. Damon.
Yeah.
Most of the time when these shootings happen, it's a white cop with of course, a black victim. In this situation, it was a black cop with a white victim. Now, I'm going to be honest, just like the white cops in Sacramento, I think this black cop deserves to be in jail. But I know it's wrong, but there's a piece of me, because of the shootings of Stephen Clark and Philando Castile and so many others, like, that makes me want to see this dude get off. In this case in Minnesota, that makes me want to see this dude get off, because we are consistently seeing, consistently is the point, consistently seeing cops in these other situations get off. We're consistently seeing cops in these other situations where their police departments stand behind them and they say shootings like that are justified. There's nothing justified about what happened to Stephen Clark, just like there's nothing justified what happened to Justine Damon. Cops in both situations, in my opinion, deserve to go to jail. But I may be wrong to say, but because of the Stephen Clark situation, it's happening all the time. It makes me want to see, in her situation, I want to see the cop get off. Because this shit needs to stop. And what does a beautiful white woman getting killed all of a sudden raises this country's antennas that all of a sudden this is a problem? Because what happened to Stephen Clark has been happening. And how this ties into sports is very simple. I got one question. You may disagree with how he went about it, but isn't this why Colin Kaepernick protested in the first place? I'm just saying. I'm gonna leave you with that. For those of y'all watching this show, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, Urban Sports Guru. I appreciate that. God bless you all.